The United States and Iran were again trading threats, with President Trump saying that if there is a war with Iran, a war he says he doesn't want, he says he's still open to talks, that the Iranians can pick up the phone and talk to him at any time, but that if there is a war, it will lead to Iran's complete and utter obliteration. Now, Iran responding with threats of its own, saying that Iran is prepared to knock down more, quote, spy drones from the sky, like the surveillance drone that it shot down not long ago. But on the ground, there is a lot of diplomatic activity, and what it seems to be focused on right now is the waterway you see behind me, the Persian Gulf, the Straits of Hormuz. This is one of the most important international transit routes for oil. A lot of countries depend on the oil that comes from here, and the countries that live around this strait are completely dependent on supplying that oil. And over the last several months, there have been at least 6 tankers that have been attacked in these waters. The U.S. and other countries blame those attacks on Iran. They say Iran is trying to threaten the transit route for oil in order to show its dissatisfaction with sanctions that have been imposed upon it. So what we're seeing right now with Mike Pompeo in the region, the National Security Advisor John Bolton in the region, it appears that he's trying to put together a plan to protect these waters, to internationalize these waters so that international trade, particularly the trade of oil, is not threatened again.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.